let me pull up a document that I may have slipped in here without really making a big deal of it. It's called buyer C2C duties.pdf. All right, so basically it goes through exactly what we do to close a file out. And a lot of it is we definitely deliver a high level of service here, but there's a very clear sort of the buyer agent manages the relationship, and the buyer client care coordinator or buyer closing coordinator, our buyer closing coordinator just does buyer closings, nothing else. So she's able to handle more files because she's focused on that one thing. And this is what she is responsible for. So very, very checklist driven, very available. She works all 7 days per week, but on the weekends, just an hour time block on Saturday, an hour time block on Sunday. She does check her email Monday through Friday in the evenings, but she never sort of creates a commotion if it doesn't need to be. If shit hits the fan, the buyer agent is on with the buyer. So the buyer agent retains that relationship, and that's why they get paid more. So that's why there's more hours involved in taking a buyer through to closing. We just make sure we have buyers on our team that really are interested in getting a 10 out of 10 when it's all said and done. So that's the buy side. So there really isn't, if an inside salesperson is involved, it's not for a year or 18 months where it's like, okay, well, you didn't know you weren't going to go out with me. Let's get you set up with a buyer agent. It's not. It's typically like, hey, I'm just, I couldn't sell a home to you if I wanted to. I'm just here to answer your questions, make sure you find your way around the site, set up a showing time for everyday open house, or, give you pricing information, on a voice pad call. And then, when the time is right, I'm going to set you up with a buyer agent. So that handoff doesn't really feel too weird. On the listing side, we do have someone that's taking the calls that are coming in. She positions herself as the assistant to the listing partners. So when they come out, they're going to talk about the 29 days, or they're going to talk about the guaranteed sale, or those sorts of things. So that's a little bit of a handoff, but typically the relationship, once that appointment is set, our listing agents pick up the phone as quickly from getting that email. So she books the seller info sheet. That's her main. Once she gets this filled out, an appointment is booked. It goes over to John appointment at Lars Real Estate, or Sharon appointment at Lars Real Estate. Those are group email addresses in Google Apps, and it's put in the listing appointment tracker. And Kara, who's the listing client care coordinator, she makes sure that the brownies get sent out, that the pre-list package gets sent out. And she helps prepare the equity evaluation. The listing agent pulls up the active and the sold comps, gets them over to Kara. Listing at the same time, the listing partner is calling that seller client, saying, hey, I know Lorian just set up an appointment for us to come see the property. Really excited. There's a couple questions that I, in order to do a really good job for you, that I didn't see here on the on your information sheet. Any idea what homes are selling for in your area? And I know sometimes it's a weird question, about what you owe on the property. So usually they'll focus on maybe some numbers that Lorian wasn't able to get. And then they go out to the property, the 7-step listing appointment process. Once they take the listing, it goes back over to Kara. John or Sharon at the listing appointment say that Kara is my assistant. She's going to be reaching out to you, scheduling the photography, getting the property on the MLS. She'll send you the MLS listing to review before we make it live. They have a checklist. So in our listing packets, this sheet, it has to be filled out by the listing agent when they hand it to Kara, where they want a home warranty, a pre-inspection, the measure, those sorts of things. And they say, so I'm going to give this information to Kara. She's going to get everything set up for photography, get you on the market. Usually takes 5 to 7 days to get on the market. And they explain, I'm going to call you every Monday, no matter what, but every 30 days we're going to have a market review. And so we'll do a screen share. We'll get on the phone. I might have Lars come on the call if things aren't going the way that it should. And we're going to have a market review and talk about the price of your home.